Hi everybody, it's 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. We've been doing this new series called the 12 Days of Christmas, and we are in the third day of Christmas. And today my reflection is based also on the Gospel, and I've entitled today's teaching, The Third Day of Christmas, My True Love Gave to Me More Love. So today we celebrate the feast of St. John the Evangelist, the author of the fourth Gospel, and the one who was known as the one whom Jesus loved. What a lovely, what an endearing title to have, the one whom Jesus loved. And what pangs of jealousy it must have caused the other apostles. And we can assume that the other apostles could have been jealous. We can assume jealousy because we know that the apostles were not perfect, but they were called to perfection. Now, Jesus showed St. John particular instances of kindness and affection above all the other apostles. He had the happiness to be present with Peter and James at the transfiguration of Christ and was permitted to witness his agony in the garden. St. John was also allowed to rest on our Saviour's bosom at the Last Supper, and to him Jesus confided the care of his Holy Mother as he hung dying on the cross. Yet, in some way, we get a glimpse of also his imperfections. John was a man who had a past, and perhaps one that could best describe him as an angry young man. Remember that he and his brother wanted to call down brimstone from heaven because the Samaritans were not welcoming. John had to learn love, and he learned it from the best. He learned it from Jesus. And when he finally did learn about love, that's all he wrote and all he spoke about. St. Jerome, while living in Palestine in the late 300s, relates a very touching anecdote still being told at that time in Palestine about John the Evangelist. They say that when John was old and feeble, Jerome recounts that when he was old and feeble, and when John was no longer able to walk or preach, he would be carried among the faithful in church and would repeat only one thing over and over again. He would say, "My little children, love one another." The season of Christmas, my dear friends, is the season of love. God so loved the world. That is a statement that introduces the tremendous love of God. He so loved the world. God so cared for us, so valued us, so protected us, that He gave. He gave not just a partridge in a pear tree or 2 calling birds or 3 French hens. He gave the best. He gave His only Son. Only Son. And here's something I want to say to all parents whose only sons would like to join the religious and priesthood. Allow them, in imitation of God the Father, who gave His only Son. I know many parents, many young men who want to join. There aren't many, but the few who want to. Often the parents say, "Who look after us?" That is a step of faith. Give your only sons, give your only daughters to Jesus when they want to follow Him. Think, my dear friends, for a while what love really demands. It demands that love itself should be passionate. It demands that love gives. It demands that love gives, not only gives, but gives the very best. It demands that love gives the one thing we don't want to part with. In short, love demands sacrifice. When we do this and we do more, we too become the beloved, the ones that Jesus loved. Today, I want to wish Kenneth, who for many years was my driver when I was in Malad East, always accompanying me to all the meetings. Happy birthday, Kenneth. God bless you. I know I struggled to say that word, Kenneth was my driver, because you were a brother. And God bless you, God bless your wife and your son who is in the 10th standard this year. I also want to wish in a very special way Ives and Serena, who were married on this day. Ives Bent and Serena, his wife. I think they're somewhere now in New York. They are Ives is the son of Leon and Lorraine Bent. Many of you who live in Orlem know them very well. But I want to reserve the last of my wishes for my own mother and father, who celebrate today their 55th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad, and thank you for saying yes to each other and then bringing Sean, Sharida and myself into this world. Happy anniversary. God bless you.